who can really get forward, really gallop. Haven't seen much of it on the left-hand side so far. More on
used to it. Well, what point is he got to be used to it? Because actually his role in this squad is that of a wing-back. Do you know what I mean? When does he stop being a winger and be a wing-back?
Well, it's. I think what you would have noticed, and what they do in the academy, certainly when I was there coaching, is that you have no defining position as a footballer. Everyone will know, listen to this, that John Terry did not start life at Chelsea Academy. Right, brilliant run there from Kovacic. It should be a booking, it is. He's come inside on the edge of our box, and he does this so well. He scampers with the ball, but you can't see it. He has such few touches. He has little touches, but few enough of them. Manages to get away, and in the end, it's a booking, and rightly so.
Ibrahim Ajalo, incidentally, folks, in that Benjamin, yes.
But going back to the point I was making, that you don't have a position at the age of 12, 13, 14. John Terry's a midfielder.
Here is Callum, right on cue, cutting inside Gineppo. Ziyech, it was under his feet, he controlled it well, but then he lost it. And Sal kind of pulled out of that, but it's picked up quickly again by Ziyech. Alonso now just left of centre, shoot, they say. Plays a crossfield ball instead. Hudson-Odoi on the right edge of the box. He's cut inside Gineppo, clips it left-footed, it drifts out of play into the hoardings at the shed end. It'll be a goal kick, but good pressure.
Brilliant ball from Alonso. He's picked out Callum. It's a real interesting bet. Him and Gineppo on that left-hand side. Sorry, their left, their right. But again, that's another example of what the point I was trying to make. You don't have a position at 12, 13, 14. John Terry's midfielder. But you actually, what you saw in John Terry's game was the midfielder that he was as a young man. You saw that, right? The evidence of him, the chest, the passing. You could see at some stage the midfielder was heavily influenced in the way that he played as a centre half.
So at what point do we classify Callum as a wing-back?
Okay, so
always, or do we never?
So defending, as is most part of it, is about instinct. We just saw Gineppo there get caught 1v1 with Callum. In that situation, Callum should beat him every time. And the same, I could mention John Terry, Gary Cahill. The way they defend as defenders, that doesn't naturally come to them because they're not natural defenders. What they do, they're filling a position, and they get the position right. After that, you do not want to be left 1v1. And I'm looking now, Callum's recognised that he's back. Look what he is, Callum.
Turnover of possession, and Malang Sarr for the second time is in the right place at the right time. He just did a wonderful piece of skill, actually, Malang Sarr. Now, Havertz lays it off for Barkley underneath us. Infield to Alonso. There's a long ball on Marcus. There's a long ball for Ziyech. He's not played that, but he's played a good one to Havertz on the left instead. Havertz gaining into the box. Left-footed strike on target, beaten out at about head height. Pretty simple save that for Fraser Forster. It's one of those where people will say, why didn't he shoot low at the bottom corner? But if everyone did that every time, keepers would know.
Yeah, this is about Ross Barkley. He's having a good game, Ben Ross, and a real influence on this. And people often talk about Ross Barkley and, you know, when does he really bring his A game? Sometimes it's in these type of games where you really see the best of Ross, and tonight we're seeing it again.
He would say, I can do it against more than Southampton's B team, but I know what you mean. Or automatically think of Malmo, where he was brilliant.
Liverpool as well.
Liverpool's beat him in the League Cup. Here comes the Ziyech corner. Not really dealt with around the penalty spot, but Adam Armstrong has then had a heavy touch. Callum Hudson-Odoi has picked it up. Right channel, chased out there by Gineppo. It's been quite good fun, actually. You're talking about the individual battles earlier, Jason. They're doing it again here. Gineppo versus Hudson-Odoi has been brilliant at both ends.
That's the one. Exactly that. So you've seen Gineppo have to defend in their final third. You've seen Callum, and right now it's who can push who the furthest back. Well, obviously possession will dictate about where you can stand realistically.
I'm watching Alonso and Walker Peters doing the same thing here.
Alonso's definitely getting the nod over on this left hand side right now.
Yeah, he's in front of Thomas Tuchel, who's letting him go, but now Southampton have it. Alonso will drop back in, and he is jogging back there, and there's a foul on that far side by Hudson-Odoi, and it'll be a free kick right by the far touchline opposite us, just inside Chelsea territory. 26.5 minutes played. 0-0 at the bridge for a place in the Carabao Cup quarter-final. What's the winning feeling, Southampton? That is for sure. Beat Leeds the other day. That's it in the league. A lot of draws though. And I have to say, I thought they played very well here. On another day, they definitely leave with something from that league game.
Totally agree.
and potentially actually all 3 points. Ridiculous as that may sound when it was 3-1, but
yeah, no,
they actually could have won that game.
I felt they were worthy of at least a point on the day, Ben. You know, but the sending off was the you often look at critical moments in games, the turning point of them. The story of the game was that red card. It was 1-1 when he got sent off. That changed.
They were pushing quite hard. In fact, it was in a moment where they were nearly in, wasn't it, for a goal to make it 2-1 when he actually got sent off, closing down Jorginho. Kepa has the ball on the edge of his 6-yard box here. He runs up and he dumps it long towards Kai Havertz, who it's a well-contested 50-50 there with Lianco, but a fight ball on the halfway line and another Hudson-Odoi foul, actually, apparently on Morgan Peters, who is okay, and Southampton will have another free kick inside the centre circle. Lianco thought about clipping it into the front men. Twice he's thought about it, now he actually has done it up towards Che Adams. Che Adams has barely had a touch in this game. It dribbles out of play. It's a goal kick as Hudson-Odoi goes and fields it from the little gully down there at the Matthew Harding lower. Che Adams, who the TV cameras have just picked out, has been completely anonymous in this game, Che Adams. Maybe he's missing Danny Ings. That is a big miss, to be fair. Lose someone who scores so many of your goals, but Adams had a pretty good season last season, to be fair. Armstrong, Stewart variety to the Adam variety, who's now making his run down the left. He'll get out the way and Che Adams will get there. Chalobah's followed him. Genepo, left wing, little step over, drills it off the shins of Trevor Chalobah. And at the Matthew Harding end there on the far side, the Southampton left, they have a corner with 29 minutes played.
Nice move from Southampton down that left-hand side. Got into Shea, he managed to drag Trevor Chalobah out onto that right side. Didn't want to be there, but sometimes you're forced into those wide areas. In the end, we defend it pretty well, but nice move from Southampton. Every Chelsea player back defending this set piece.
So there'll be a right-footed in-swinger from the Saints skipper. Flicked on by Che Adams towards the far post. Adam Armstrong gets up. Alonso was with him. Armstrong got the final touch as he was leaning back. It was actually pretty well defended, even though he was quite close to Kepa's goal.
A couple of long balls have gone up to Havertz. In the end,
half a chance.
The header. I don't know if he was convinced himself he could actually get
It's
on
almost
top.
falling back as he heads it, so Alonso kind of did enough, even though he didn't win the header against him. Now, is that a touch in the... What's happened there? Kevin Friend has just stopped it. Kovacic is now running towards him with the ball. Did someone touch it before it had come out the...
Yeah, I think so. I think it's going to be a goal kick.
I have to sound slightly confused here.
I think it's just going to be a goal kick. I don't quite think where there needs to be that...
What's happened here?
Conflab. I think the referee... Okay, I think what we're seeing is that...
There was encroachment by the Southampton player on Kepa's goal kick?
I think so, Ben.
So, but Kova got...
I think Teller may well have encroached. That's what I think that what's happened, I think, is that Teller's encroached, the referee's blown his whistle, and in the end Cover's a bit up his feet. It's like, no, hold on. Here's what's happened. I'm duty bound to blow the whistle.
Fair enough. Sarr, little nudge by Adam Armstrong, not going to get away with that. He picked his pocket, was about to run in on goal, but not like that. It's a little wry smile. Big shoes to fill, those of Danny Ings in that number 9 shirt, that's for sure.
Not many.
Malang Sarr and Adam Armstrong are having a little chat there, actually, as Malang Sarr places the ball down. A debut from the start against Villa in the last round of this, and a Premier League debut again from the start at Brentford. That tells me that Thomas Tuchel has faith in young Malang Sarr. It's not 5 minutes at the end of a game, it's starting a Premier League game. I know it's into rotation territory once you get into the autumn. That looked like a little clip by Saul, it was.
Saul and Ziyech just cannot get in this game at the minute, Ben.
They can't. The pair of Che Adams. Although Ziyech is just tackled back.
Don't worry. They just can't influence the game in the Chelsea, think about from Chelsea's point of view. Just can't get him involved in the game enough. You want Saul dictating play. That's what I've seen him do.
Yes, he's in there to beat Jorginho.
Yes, exactly that.
Here he is.
I'm not watching that right now.
No.
And Ziyech, the game's passing him by. Physically, he's got to impose himself on this game in a different way. If you physically can't do it, by controlling the tempo. And those two players, the two ball playing players for Chelsea right now, can't impact the game.
Walker-Peters inside right channel, squares up Alonso and then goes for a gap between him and Saar, and then the shot comes in from Stuart Armstrong and it's grabbed by Kepa. I just wondered for a second if there was a little shout for a pen there, but
I have to say it was clumsy.
There's no VAR, remember, folks. I did say that earlier.
I'm not sure it's a foul, but I know why you said what you said, because it's clumsy. It's a coming together. It's outside the box anyway. Sure, I think it's a free kick, Ben, that outside the box. I think there's enough in that.
Yes,
it's a bit clumsy, isn't it? He's behind him.
It's a bit of a push from behind on his right arm that knocked him over, and then the shot got deflected on its way through to Kepa. It actually made it go closer. Trevor Chalobah hooks a half volley over his head. I'm presuming by your... Oh, hang on a minute. Here's Armstrong. Look out. 20 yards. Overplayed it. Teller tries a back heel. He's overplayed it. Reece James to Chalobah. Was there a turnover of possession as I was watching the ball there?
Ziyech is really struggling to get
good ball on the spin by Barkley, and Ziyech couldn't get there. And then Lianco, who's followed it, and then on the slide right next to his coach on this near side, couldn't keep it in. Chelsea throw. Getting on with it quickly is Barkley. He is having an influence on this game. Alonso goes for the big switch towards Hudson-Odoi, who takes it well. Gineppo got sucked in there.
This is the 1v1 I'm talking about, and he's done well. Oh, unlucky.
Havertz has gone for the flick. It's still quite hurly-burly, which I would suggest is why, maybe partly, Jace, why Sal isn't getting a grip in the middle, is because it's still quite a fast pace.
Yeah, but what you've got to do...
If it was a slower paced game, I bet you'd see him on the ball more, looking more assured.
But there have been moments where you can still...
Well, he could dictate that.
There's been not enough controlled play when he has had the ball. And Ziyech, both giving the ball away cheaply. You know, and what are you good at? You're good at keeping possession. Then keep possession. It's not necessarily... We're up against Southampton. Yes, they are pressing high. And there is... But there should be more space in which to operate, in theory.
There should. Kovacic trying to play his way out into Alonso. Was he fouled, Alonso? He was. Draws the free kick off Kyle Walker-Peters. Kevin Friend says enough of that. I was just watching Sal there, just for a couple of minutes while you were talking, 30 seconds or so. I could see him trying to take up positions to receive the ball. And Shea Adams was actually following him around quite a lot to try and cut that down. I don't know if that was just there and then or whether that's a thing. But he's not doing it now, so maybe he can. Ziyech, halfway line. Overhits the pass back to Havertz. And it'll dribble out of play. Left back throw for Southampton. Jason's got his crossface on. Throw comes in to Diarra. Now Gineppo from that left wing packed himself to dribble around Callum Hudson-Odoi, and he had about 6 inches to do it. That was daft. Didn't work. It'll be a Hudson-Odoi throw on that far side now into Hakim Ziyech. Back to Ziyech now. Ziyech, square ball, good one to Sal. Armstrong's onto him. And then Chalobah up and into the back of Shea Adams. Sal nods it onto Havertz, who helps it on towards Barkley. Not a very helpful height though, when I say helped on. That was a good touch. I think Kevin Friend's missed one now. I'm pretty sure Reece James has absolutely fouled Teller there. But Chelsea coming forward, there'll be no VAR. Hudson-Odoi cuts it back.
Oh, Joyce, Benny's beat him. He's got bodies in the box.
Four of them in there.
He's got to put that ball in the box.
Went for a cut back
to Ziyech. Because we've got him behind them. That's the whole point of that. He's got him behind Gineppo. Gineppo's struggling. Gineppo wants him to cut the ball back.
100%. Barkley in the middle of the Southampton half. That's a good ball. If Callum can get there, he can't. He dribbles over the line. It was the right idea.
Nice idea.
Kovacic slid a vertical pass down that right channel.
Just overhit it slightly.
Just announced too much power. Is a great idea.
I've been impressed with him. Been impressed with him and Barkley. You know, we spoke before the game about players that are going to be trying to impress. But Cover's one of those. He's right in the frame for Chelsea's best 11 right now. Ross is actually doing himself no harm whatsoever. I'm looking at Ziyech. I'm looking at Saul right now. Not really helping themselves.
Kovacic turns it round the corner quickly to Ziyech, who then offloads well to Kovacic. Was he fouled? Apparently not. Although it has gone all the way through to Forster anyway. Forster has it in his hands, and Kai Havertz is trotting along the edge of the D to stop him getting rid. Kovacic already straight into Stuart Armstrong, who's turned away from him well, and then Callum's got his foot in. Then a bit of shirt pulling from Sowell on Jallow. Jallow is saying, I got booked for that. Kevin Friend is saying, I'll referee this game, thank you. He's just said, I've just mouth read? Lip read. Kevin Friend's just said to Ibrahim and Jallow, don't disrespect me.
Fair enough.
Alonso wins a header on the edge of his box.
Brilliant, Ross Barkley.
Good turn.
He's been really good, Ross. Really, really good.
Less good was that pass from Havertz, and Walker Peters pokes it through for Armstrong, who tries to get it into Shea Adams, and then Malang Sarr really well shepherds it back to Kepa. They're shouting back pass. It absolutely wasn't.
Brilliant defending from Sarr. That's, you know, we're talking about instinctive defending. Understand it. I've got to get myself back goal side if I can.
And under real pressure too, because he could have also made a hasty decision there. Jason tried to clear it or poke it back to his keeper, but he actually kept really cool in not touching it at a certain point. Diallo's got it left channel though. It's a good little spell this for Southampton. Armstrong up from the left, clips it in towards Adams. Who's headed that out? Doesn't matter because Reece James has kept it. On the byline anyway, and he's booted it up the right touchline, and Kai Havertz is onside here. 1v1. I tell you what, that's another good matchup. That's a foul on Lianco. He's bumped it. I think he's quite good.
Ben, what I like about him is he's quick and aggressive into the challenge, but look at the ground he's got. I've seen him out there. Right hand side, I've seen him. The left hand side, he walked up there, beautifully weighted. It's a tricky ball to defend this one. He's done ever so well there, Trevor. Brilliant. That's good defend. That's hard, Ben. I've been in that situation many times. Chase the ball back. It's a lovely ball from Sarr. Chance here. Chelsea get bodies in the box.
Sarr clips it. Alonso to the byline, laces a left-footed cross and goes all the way over the far side via a little touch. Hudson-Odoi let it run because that little touch was a Southampton touch. We've got 4 minutes plus stoppage time and there won't be much of that. Here's Kovacic into Havertz. Just for once, allowed a bit of room by Lianco. He gets his shot away, it bounces off Jan Valery and spins into the chest of Fraser Forster. Kai Havertz has not had a moment's peace actually off Lianco tonight, and just then, it was the first time he dropped off him. Valery got in the way instead.
Got a yard, and it was on that favoured left foot of his, and he was on to the right of the box, and as he just cut inside on the left, opened the goal up. But as you mentioned there, Valery was quick to close the ball down. Nice end to this first half from Chelsea. Slightly better tempo, playing inside their final third a little bit more.
Lianco, Evangelista, Silveira, Neves, Vojnovic. So, I mean, it's Brazilian all the way until the fifth of those names, isn't it? Hudson-Odoi helps it up towards Havertz. He wins a pretty comfortable flick on, but there was no one to flick it on to, so it's out on the far side. It'll be a left back throw, although I've noticed it's quite often been the left of their back three, as in Salisu takes it or Valery takes it, so the outer central defender, whereas with Chelsea it's always Hudson-Odoi or Alonso, isn't it?
Wing backs, yeah.
Interesting though. Actually, now he has just handed it over to Gineppo, so when it's a longer throw, maybe to hurl it to the box, Salisu will take over. Gineppo throws it down that far touchline to no one, basically. Chalobah easily collects and just side foots it back to Kepa. Not really made a save of any note. Fraser Forster's made a couple. Sarr striding out from the back, then just thinks better of it, turns back and gives it to Kepa.
Good pressure again from Southampton. You know, they're marking areas of the pitch, Ben. Look
how many they've got up, Jace. They've got 6. They've now only got 4 behind the ball. Technically 4v4 as Havertz flicks it on, and Alonso, furthest man forward. Fraser Forster comes 20 yards out of his goal to launch it into the west stand lower over opposite us.
Horrible ball that from Havertz. Sorry, to Havertz from Kepa. It's straight. And it hasn't got a lot of pace on it. As a centre half, you can see the ball coming. You can time run it. In the end, Havertz does win it, but because there's not a...
Instead, it's cut out by Lianco. It'll be a corner at the shed end for the Blues away to our left on this near side, the left wing.
Best ball of the match from Sol. It's a lovely weighted pass, beautifully. It's one of those, really.
Chalobah very calmly takes the touch and then launches it. We're into one stoppage time minute here at Stamford Bridge as Salisu collects it. Now it's all the way back with Forster. Forster overhits it all the way through to Kepa. Ralph Hasenhüttl with his arms folded down there. I may have brought you this breaking news last time. Hasenhüttl means rabbit hutch.
You did say that last time, Ben.
I did, sorry. Right, just in case people missed that important piece of etymology. Forward towards Havertz again. Well, that time he did lose Lianco, didn't he? And he did for the crucial moment of this game so far. Chelsea, a goal to the good. A lot of changes in both camps. And more chances certainly going the way of Fraser Forster's goal at the shed end. Kepa really didn't have a great deal to do, but it was a good pace first half, Jason. I think Chelsea just about...
Yeah, no,
fair enough.
I agree with that. There wasn't a great deal in both goals, but the majority of the game has been played between the edge of two boxes. There's not been a lot to choose between the two sides. Yeah, we've shaded it, looking through the individual battles all over the park. It's been pretty even. The game essentially has been separated by a set piece and a nice header from Havertz. From their point of view, Ben, it's a bad goal to concede because it's... set pieces can decide games. I understand and get all of that. When it's a brilliant set piece, it's whipped in with pace, and you see a runner and towering above. That's just a floaty ball into the box. We win it, they don't. 1-0. We'll take it, of course we will.
It is Kai Havertz's third goal of the season. It's the only goal of the night so far in the fourth round of the Carabao Cup. QPR 0, Sunderland 0 down the road, and Arsenal and Leeds also goalless. So at the moment, the closest club to a quarter-final place in the Carabao Cup is Chelsea. The Blues lead the Saints by 1-0 at half-time as we hand you back to the folks in the studio.
I like that analogy. Chelsea are closest to a quarter-final, which we'll absolutely take, won't we? Very, a decent first half, and again, a first half, Chelsea coming 1-0 up, thanks to Kai Havertz's goal shortly before the break. Zach, it's been, like Ben and Jason just said there, it's been a fairly even first half, and probably Chelsea just shaded it.
Yeah, you can tell that both teams made a lot of changes. A lot of new guys maybe getting used to each other. But yeah, Kai Havertz rose, he won the header. I think it's probably one of his most underrated ability. I think people don't quite realise actually how good he is in the air. He's obviously like 6'2", 6'3", uses it really well. Done the job, set pieces. I think it's always something that we've tried to make sure that we're good at, and we've got a good size squad to do that.
Like we said before the game, it's about players sort of getting minutes, taking the opportunity, but ultimately it's not about result.
Chelsea have been come from the list, they don't stop. Yeah, they hold their list which no, I don't come up from the app. And I know they keep quiet. As I said, they do. I even want to okay. And the boys, boys do it. I refresh and before the green hop. So I'm not going to do it. The first one will go up. Now you get it. The second one will get nothing. I do disable put up on Liverpool channel. Now I delete everything. People start to do. You know the one that they ask whether Liverpool channel you disable. It's not easy. Now I ask you now when you come inside. I don't get the whole thing is making confused. I don't know what to do. And then if you call it going to see, we're not seeing the CD.
That kind of shows, doesn't it? We mentioned before the game about potentially players for both teams seeing this as an opportunity to stay playing for Premier League games and so forth. But Southampton, even though they've sort of made heavy rotation this evening, they've put a good showing in first half, and they're certainly not dead and buried at 1-0.
No, not at all, not at all. Adam Armstrong up top for them is a quality striker. He's coming back from injury as well. He started life in the Premier League really well. He's brilliant in the Championship the previous season. So I think it's someone that Chelsea will be very well aware of. They want to keep quiet, so the idea of him necessarily not having many opportunities is a good thing from a Chelsea defensive point of view. But yeah, you're not wrong. A very physical game. I think it's always going to be in a cup game where, especially again, players that haven't really had many minutes trying to prove their worth, trying to go for every single ball, every 50-50 they want to try and.
Then I started to this is something I want to do. Let me just try it. So I started in school. Then Fulham came in for me. Then obviously at that time, Chelsea bought my brother to Chelsea. Then the scout there just said instead of going Fulham, just go Chelsea. Then that's where it all started.
What gave you the belief?
I think from on the 9s to on the 14s, I was still finding myself, finding the player I am. And from on this 15, 16, that's when I started to kick on and started believing in myself more. And when I signed my first professional contract, I think that's a booster as well. Obviously the faith the club's giving you, then going on loan, I think is very important for a young player to get that experience. The 3 years I had, I think I won't regret it at all. I think it's what's helped me where I am today and where I want to go to.
Did you have any doubts when you was coming up?
Yeah, there's been loads. There's been loads of doubts. So times when in football it's up and down. You're not always gonna have a good game. And there's been times when I found it hard and I thought, am I good enough or not? But I think that's part of it. And for that, I think you just need to keep going and just keep believing in yourself.
You smashed it with your recent games. I wanted to know a little bit more about sort of the down moments. Obviously, a lot of people see the up moments, but can you talk to us about some of the moments when it was in your life that happened?
So obviously coming from the academy, you're used to winning. We won the Youth Cup, the Champions League.
Yeah.
You're used to winning. You're used to winning a lot of games. So then obviously my first loan of Ipswich, we were losing, and it was not something I was used to. But it's men's football, and you're gonna get things like that. And I think that. You're used to winning. You're used to winning a lot of games. So then also my first loan of Ipswich, we were losing, and it was not something I was used to. But it's men's football, and you're gonna get things like that. And I think that's what, as I said, that's what's helped me to growing as a player. You're not always gonna win games.
My tough times, I always looked at when people said no, I always said, alright, cool, I'm gonna prove you wrong. And it wasn't a thing where when I proved them wrong about I told you so. It was more of a thing for me personally. I've done what I've done, and obviously my family are quite big in faith, which I know you're big into. Is that something that helped you overcome your problems that you was going through?
That's the main thing for me. My faith. It's what's helped me overcome. the struggles I've been through, and I know it works because where I am today, if it wasn't obviously for God.
What was one key piece of advice that you had when you was growing up?
I said nothing's given.
That's it. I hadn't heard the break. Nothing's given. I hadn't heard that one.
Like nothing from coaches, my dad as well. Like nobody owes you anything, and that's the main thing for me. Like you've got to do it yourself.
A quote that I heard was "Chase your dreams, not the competition," which was one where it was like, I think as someone that was trying to make music videos and that, in the same way as that you trying to be a football player, it's like, did you have that, like other players thinking that you're doing better than them or they're doing better than you? How do you overcome that?
For me, I just focus on myself. Like, I think that's the main thing for people, not to look at others. And what my dad used to tell me is to treat.
Got a touch on that, and there's Trevor Chalobah to head it in for 1-0 to Chelsea. He scored at the bridge again.
Brilliant Jamal Edwards and Trevor Chalobah. Lots of brilliant Black History Month documentaries that you can see on the Fifth Stand Up, so well worth a look. Right, and lots of reaction to Kai Havertz's opener on Twitter, of course. You can make sure you get yours to us as well. This one, Havertz trolling the NBA managers, love it. Me and Sam were sat in this studio fuming at the weekend that he didn't score as captain. I can absolutely feel that one. Kai Havertz is cooking at the 9 position. He absolutely loved that. And there's a few more as well. Quite a lot of Kai Havertz love coming in. Kai Havertz loves scoring against keepers in pink. He does. Again,
that's sort of his thing, actually, isn't it?
It's niche, but it's good. So I like it. It's very good. And this is Kai Havertz against pink goalies.
Brilliant.
Goat behaviour. It's true, isn't it? Right. So second half then. Very quickly, who are you looking for a performance second half?
I think everyone just needs to take it up to that next level. I think everyone's kind of played at a good kind of mediocre level. I want to see them all kind of, especially the ones that we kind of speaking about before the game, kind of take it to that next game and show why you should be in that first team come Saturday.
Abby, next goal scorer?
Ooh, I'm going to go Chalobah.
Oh, I like that. I like that a lot. Make sure you stick around then. We've got plenty more action running up. Chelsea versus Southampton in the EFL Cup. Your commentary team of Ben Andrews and Jason Cundy will be with you shortly.
You can feel it. The preparation. The thrill of anticipation. Because now, it's time.
defence, but I'm looking here at Chalobah. Ball's cleared. He's got in there, but I'm looking at Chalobah to come out, and he doesn't. He stands, doesn't do anything. In the end, he just stands, roots to the spot, and the shot comes in. It's not brilliant goalkeeper, I have to say that.
Well, it's almost gone under Kepa's body.
Drift into
this second half.
It's
had
been
about 3
brilliant
weeks
to watch.
worth of action.
Been brilliant to watch. The movement now, the pace, there's an intensity of it from both sides and an urgency. And the crowd are loving it. The crowd are up. Often these games can drift into a nothing's, 0-0 with 10 minutes to go, but not this one.
Ziyech has a breath, takes the corner from the far side. The Chelsea left wing curls it in towards Havertz. Been impressed with him in the air. Not really because of the headed goal, actually. The other stuff. Right channel here. Hudson-Odoi comes infield from Armstrong and plays a left-footed ball back to Ziyech, who's still over on that left-hand side. He cuts in field. Is that a foul?
Free kick.
Kevin Friend says yes. And this is really awkward. This is from a Che Adams foul, and it's right on that corner of the box.
That's better from Ziyech, Ben. That's better. 1v1 on the edge of the box. He's had a touch. He's tucked it inside of him. He's managed to get his body there, his foot there before the challenge. Draws the free kick. Draws the challenge. That's better. It's better from Ziyech.
Now, Alonso's there, Jason. I think you curl this at the far post, right? It's from basically, folks, the corner of the 18-yard box. Ross Barkley and Reece James are there. Don't you think you put this almost like a shot? It's one of those, maybe it gets a glancing header off a defender or an attacker,
Well,
maybe it goes all the way in.
They're about 2 yards deep of the penalty spot. The ball is, it may be an equivalent of where on the edge of the box, right out on our left, their right. Almost. It's about a yard outside the penalty spot. Either way, you'd say, Ben, right? They need to whip it. It's about the. It's just a hard delivery. This one. Oh, they played it early.
Reece James tipped over. There was a little touch, and Reece James went for the fast, hard curler, and it's central enough that Fraser Forster can just gently help it over the bar to be safe.
Yeah, Forster was equal to that, wasn't he? His position is anticipating something. In the end, it's a decent strike, but a man of his colossus, you would expect to make that save.
I remember when they conceded 4 here and he was in goal, and everything went down low to his left and right. He can't get down in time. Go low all the time with Fraser Forster. Ross Barkley's going to take it from this near side, a right-footed out-swinging corner at the Matthew Harding end. Barkley curls it deep. Oh, free header! Free header for Sal, who tested Forster in the first half. That wasn't much of a test for Forster in the second. It was on target. It's a long way out, and he had to get a lot of pace on it.
Yeah, and also that he's.
But the defending was shocking.
It's a slip.
Slip from Gineppo. Havertz at the D. Tight angle for Barkley. Can he get the shot away? He tries to. And from that angle, Forster would always be favourite. He cannons behind. It's another corner.
So much is happening. I can't actually keep up to date with the analysis because there's been so much going on. It was a ball there that was played. Beautiful pass from Ziyech. Drilled it. In the end, Gineppo just managed to get something on it. Ross Barkley's on the overlap. He's gone for the shot, which probably wasn't on. I think he's got to really think this towards that far post.
I'm looking though, do you know, there wasn't a pullback on. There was Kai Havertz and 6 Southampton players. That's all there was in the box. Now, back to Barkley. Clever little reverse ball. Hudson-Odoi, good movement in the box. Back to Barkley, he will cross first time. Salisu from the edge of the 6-yard box heads out. Then Barkley, I think, barrels into Armstrong. Armstrong waiting for the contact. Free kick given on the edge of the box. He's been sucked into that one. I don't think it was as bad as it looked. It's one of those.
I don't.
You know what I mean? It's one of those. He'll have felt a touch. He goes down.
He wins the head. It's a nice clean header from Barkley. Goalkeeper's got sucked in there, but the pace and tempo of the game has been relentless pretty much since the first whistle of this second half, and now they're going to use this opportunity, Southampton, to gather round Arsene Hudl and the rest of the coaching staff.
Now that's interesting,
because
he didn't have any treatment there, Stuart Armstrong. Kevin Friend has just called them all back, said, no you don't, get back here. They all came over for a drink and a bit of a chat, because it's going hurly-burly. And it's interesting, the Chelsea coaching staff are all out there, Jason, and having a pop at the fourth official, who is down there, and having a pop at the Southampton bench a little bit, because you're not allowed to do it. Thomas Tuchel's saying, no, come on, let's keep it going at this pace. What are you scared about? Don't try and break it up. Alonso has it, far side. Sarr under pressure, didn't really want that pass. Back with Kepa, who clears well enough under some pressure himself. Jan Valery holds off Ross Barkley, and now he's in the right back position for Southampton. He can't go back because Ziyech closed down the back pass to Forster there. Ziyech is having a much better second half. We've hit the hour mark here.
Offside is going to be given there. Sarr was closed down by, I think it was Teller, as it was. Free kick's taken into Ross Barkley. He's played well, Ross. The heart of everything's been good about Chelsea.
And I've enjoyed the Havertz performance. He's coming from deep from the centre forward role there. It goes all the way back to Kepa. QPR 0, Sunderland 0. The other one being played tonight is Arsenal 1 up. Callum Chambers now on Leeds. Tomorrow City and Tottenham and Liverpool amongst others play. There's a foul here by Armstrong on Barkley. It'll be a free kick to Chelsea just inside the Southampton half.
It is a free kick as well. Armstrong remonstrates, but Barkley has been quicker and sharper to most of those little 50-50s or 60-40s, if you like to call it that. Chelsea take the free kick short. Southampton back in their shape of a 5-4-1 or 5-5, I suppose.
5-0-5, yeah. Or just 5-5, or 0-5, whatever. Back with Kepa, who's outside his box anyway. Couple of touches, and he plays it this way towards Chalobah. Back to Kepa. I wonder if you'd said to Trevor Chalobah, by the way, by the end of October you'll be playing your 10th first team game, 8 of them from the start. 8 starts, Jason, for Trevor Chalobah.
Nice ball for Alonso out to Kai Havertz.
Cutting in from the left, low ball, cut out by Valery, and Walker Peters will deal with it. He wouldn't have thought that, I'm sure.
Oh, they've got a man in the middle there. The ball is played early. They've got men over on this left-hand side, Ben.
Walker Peters right side.
He's not played it early enough. He's not played it early enough.
Good. And Hudson-Odoi sliced out of play, but it's a Southampton left wing throw. But you're right. He had to get his head up, or someone had to shout switch, because they would have had an outnumbering situation.
Sal just cannot get involved in this game right now, Ben. Cannot get involved. The tempo of this game is we thought it was quick and fast in the first half, and we couldn't really see him in the game. We're seeing less of him in this second.
Headed out. Kovacic racing out. Lianco beats Havertz to it. Sarr just glances a header back. We've got about half an hour separating us from penalties here, folks. Chelsea 1, Southampton 1. 2 goals, neither of which were very well defended. Kai Havertz 1-0 and Shea Adams 1-1. Reece James under pressure clears left-footed up towards Havertz. Did Lianco nudge him over? Kevin Friend says, I saw it. No, he didn't. Good turn that from Giallo. And an excellent tackle on him by Kovacic. But Giallo got to the second ball and Gineppo's moved it quickly. Adam Armstrong down the left. He's in the box. He drills it across really poorly. It's put out behind in front of the Southampton fans for a Southampton corner. This near side, their left wing.
Referee had a look at that. He's bounced off the centre half. Pjanic. And he's just bounced off him, Ben. And there's the flag gone down.
Kevin Friend's just having a chat with Shea Adams.
Is that cramp?
No, and he's not asking for treatment either. He's just doing his boot up, actually. No, he's got up. Whatever. No, it was a little hobble. Right. That'll be Armstrong down there in front of his red and white fans down there. Stuart Armstrong, that is, folks. Right-footed, in comes the corner now. Oh, right under the bar. Nodded on by Shea Adams. Nodded out by Marcus Alonso. And Hudson-Odoi does well. Clears long.
Nice idea.
That wasn't even a bad attempted switch. Chilwell and Mount coming soon for Chelsea, apparently. We have our spies down there. There's a little cutback that doesn't quite work out. And on the halfway line, Havertz has lost it, nearly won it back again. Is that a foul by Kovacic? No, it wasn't, but Southampton have got it anyway, and this is dangerous. Lianco stepping up. This is Lianco again. What's he doing here? He's like Tony Rudiger. Long and Walcott coming on soon for Southampton as Kyle Walker-Peters drills a low right-footed cross off Marcus Alonso. It's a throw-in over there by the corner flag. Are those changes happening now? Well, Long and Walcott both have a pretty long history, if you pardon the pun, of causing Chelsea problems over the years, especially Theo Walcott. Scored his very first Arsenal goal in this competition in the final against Chelsea.
Yes, I remember that, Ben. You and I have done the commentary on that particular game. I think did Shane Long score a winner for West Bromwich Albion against?
He did.
David Luiz's mistake.
It was the last league game of Robbie Di Matteo. Juventus happened 3 days later, and then Robbie was no longer in work, and he, for a number of occasions for both Southampton but especially West Brom, Shane Long has been an absolute test. Chilwell and Mount coming for Chelsea, Walcott and Long coming for Southampton. Shea Adams, the goal scorer, departs. We haven't seen who the other one is now. Maybe they're just waiting for this corner. Or no, they're actually waiting for Graham Scott, who can't sort his board out. It's going to be Nathan Tella, who's off. So, Walcott and Long on, Tella and Shea Adams off. So, is it a straight swap, Chase? Do we think Chilwell for Alonso?
I can't help but think it will
Mount
be.
for Ziyech or Barkley or something? It is Mount for Ziyech.
Yeah, well,
he has actually had a better second half.
He has had a better second half. I have to be honest, he has. He's leaving Soul on there. Mount will give us more in the middle of the
Barkley off. Barkley off for Chilwell. This is the raw for Mason Mount coming on. Hat-trick hero. He's never scored more than one in a game, you know, before Norwich. He's never got a brace. He's gone straight to hat-trick. And a roll for another regular goal scorer.
Right, let's have a look at what's going on here, Ben.
Yeah,
right,
because Chilwell and Alonso are both on.
Very difficult to see what we're going to do here. And as soon as this set piece, it's a throw-in actually, say set piece, it's going to be
thrown on the far side. Yeah, we'll have to work that out.
Well, the CS one you would have thought is a natural swap. Barkley for Chilwell, unless Reece is going to go into the middle of the park, Ben.
I wonder, or Chalobah, because either can do it, but probably more likely Reece. Southampton are keeping the corner alive with an Armstrong header. A lot of head tennis around the edge of the box, and it will be a free kick. There's a bang of heads in there. Theo Walcott straight into the action. Him, Alonso and Walker-Peters are all down.
Well, Chilwell,
they are all got up or getting up now. Actually, Walcott is now back down on his
Chilwell is playing right-hand side, right wing-back.
Just looking.
Chilwell is playing right wing-back, Ben.
So where's Hudson-Odoi?
Hudson-Odoi's gone out onto the left. He's playing left up top. It looks...
So Mount, Hudson-Odoi and Havertz are the front three. Is that what we're saying?
Unless we've gone to a four at the back.
Kovacic and Sal. Oh, unless it's four. But either way, you're right. Ben Chilwell looks like he's going to be right wing.
Have we got four at the back?
Ben Chilwell is on the right wing. Okay, why not? He can cut in and shoot with that left boot of his. He can't seem to miss at the moment. Just saying, this might be a bit of a problem this for Theo Walcott. He's the meat in the sandwich between. I mean, he's been on the field 30 seconds. Can make 5 changes. He is okay, actually, as it turns out.
I think we might have gone to a four at the back, Ben. I think we have. I think we got Reece James. I think that's what we've done, and I think Marcus Alonso. We'll have to wait and see. Can't tell.
Well, Reece
No,
James
maybe not,
could be the
maybe
right
not.
back in this, couldn't he? Or is it just...
No, let's see how it doesn't.
Well, here is Reece James on the halfway line,
It's
quite close
where
to
Marcus
Hazel
Alonso
Little.
is tells me that he's not playing left back.
What definitely is happening is Ben Chilwell is playing wide right and he's just given the ball away, and then Shane Long has been fouled. So just near the Tuchel technical area.
He is absolutely going crazy to the fourth official. Crazy! Throwing his fists around.
Well, Trevor Chalobah is absolutely saying I didn't foul him as well. So normally when you get that, it wasn't a foul. Shane Long is smiling. Did he? Let's have a little look here.
No.
He's left a leg back there and tripped himself up.
Yeah.
It's not a foul by Reece James.
The referee's guessed there.
Absolute guess.
And he has gone crazy there. He's back down on the bench. If something comes of this, we will not hear the last of this. Chelsea players on the edge of the box.
45-yard free kick from this near channel. Armstrong curls it right-footed. Not a bad delivery. Sides it out. Diallo takes a touch. It's very congested in there. You're not going to get through Kovacic. Off you go. Mason Mount roared on. Plays the early ball. He's gone for a lob there, hasn't he?
No, it's a pass.
Or is it a terrible pass or a terrible
pass?
shot?
It's a terrible pass, Ben.
Looking for Kai Havertz.
Yes, he is. He's trying to wrap his foot round it.
What's he ever done for this club, Mason?
He's not executed that. He's rushed it. He's rushed his shot. Rushed his pass. I do apologise. Chelsea are a back five. You can see the shape there. Chilwell's playing right wing back.
Well, why not?
Those little free kicks aren't quite going Chelsea's way right now. Southampton picking up a lot of those little balls at the moment.
There are. I'm only thankful that Ward-Prowse is not allowed to play, because his delivery would be better than that of Armstrong. It's funny, you quite often would see like right backs playing left back. You know, Kieran Trippier for England, for example. Aspie, obviously. You don't often see left backs playing right back, do you?
No, you don't.
Oh, no, obviously there are fewer of them, but it feels weird. It feels really weird seeing Ben Chilwell on this side. I presume Chelsea must be attacking the shed end, but they aren't, folks. They're defending the shed end, and this is another Stuart Armstrong free kick. It's a good 35 to 40 yards out by the stripes of the grass. In fact, probably 36 yards out, but a bit left of centre as well. So the line is a high one around the edge of the D. He curls it in, dangerous. Oh, it's another free header, this time for Shane Long. That wasn't very well defended at all.
No, it wasn't.
It's a goal kick.
And there's no pace on the cross, Ben. It's a loopy one, and because there's no pace, he's then got to try and generate the power. And as he's done that, he's miscued his header. He's in. If he gets it, what he want to do is just guide that with a bit of power towards that far post, and in the end, there's just nothing on it. You know, you're trying to generate everything yourself.
The only chance you've got there, I reckon, Jason, with my limited opinion, is actually a loopy header. You know what I mean? The loopy header, because you're never going to get power that will beat Kepa at normal range, but you could sort of lob him. The loopy one back to the far corner. Gineppo clips one towards Long down this left channel. He's always been a willing runner. He's offside here, but he'll keep running that channel. And it's just annoying Chalobah a bit. And they've got enough about them here.
Southampton just shading it right now without being dominant. You know, they're well and truly in this fight. Of course they're at 1-1. Of course they are.
Ball was meant for Mount. It's cut out by Lianco, who just overstretched it, and then it's a foul by Diallo on Havertz. And Diallo has to be careful. There's a couple of fouls since he got cautioned. That from Ibrahim Diallo. That wasn't remotely a cautionable offence, but you know how they might top them up sometimes, these referees, so he's got to behave himself. Maybe it'll take another Southampton red card at 1-1 to make this a Chelsea game, but Diallo could be that player. That's what happened here in the league meeting. 1-1, Southampton edging it. Ward-Prowse got sent off and Chelsea pinched it 3-1. Valerie stepping through midfield. Sal with a good challenge, and now counter on. Hudson-Odoi up the middle. Havertz to his left and he's played him in. Kai Havertz, tight angle, he's pushed it a bit far, he cuts it back. Sal, left foot low, just wide of the far post. The cutback was meant for Mason Mount, but Sal ran onto it nicely. That would have been a wonderful way to open your Chelsea account, and it's not a million miles off. He's done some nice things there. He's steadied himself well. Clean contact. It's a good effort. I don't mind that.
Got it at the target,
do you think?
Yeah, I do.
If he hits it up the middle.
The goal's gaping. You've got to at least make the worst way, make the goalkeeper work. Get a corner. Worst ways. Yeah, he's got it at the target there, Ben. He's gone safe. You know, and I think maybe a confident Sale perhaps puts a bit more power on it. Maybe goes for the target as opposed to just trying to pick his way. But then, really open game, really enjoyable second half. Let's hope we can make that. That's a good chance. That's a really good chance. Really good break. Nice turn there in the middle of their half from Callum. Plays a nice ball, slightly overhits it to Kai Havertz.
Otherwise he'd have been.
Yeah, and I thought that was the pass he wanted. He intended that for him to put it in his path to have his own strike.
Lovely little flick from Hudson-Odoi into Havertz. Oh, nicely played, and now breaking from midfield is Kovacic. He didn't offload it when he had the chance. He didn't shoot when he had the chance. But Havertz keeps the attack alive.
Nice.
Hudson-Odoi cuts onto his right boot and shoots, well closed down. Sal curls one. He is looking for placement, and he was on the last one. He'll back his technique, though. He'll back his technique.
That's a nice strike there.
It's a corner, folks.
That there, he's a long way out, and he's just bent it towards that top corner. Again, now the tempo. Callum Hudson-Odoi absolutely involved in everything good about Chelsea right now. Really generating the full momentum for Chelsea.
Far side corner. Ben Chilwell will take it. Left-footed out swinger towards Chalobah's head. Then Sarr. Then James nods it down. Gineppo, poor header from him. Sal heads it back into the mix. Havertz jumps. Sarr went for something acrobatic. Chalobah on target. But you know what? You almost expect him to score now. He's already got a couple, hasn't he, in the Premier League?
Yeah, and
against Southampton as well as against Palace on
Ben, the whites of his eyes were lit up there because he knew that was just falling nicely. So on his weaker left foot, he was thinking to tell, if I generate enough power on this strike, I might be able to get past the goalkeeper. In the end, he can't quite do that because the body's around him. But really, really good second half. Really entertaining. Both sides going for it. Both sides playing their part. And it looks like there's going to be another substitution. I can see the fourth official down there, Ben, with the board in his hand. Or is that... I think Southampton might be the team to make the next move.
Yeah, Southampton are going to make a change. They are going to be bringing on Romain Perraud and Tino Livramento and Oriol Romeu. I don't know if any of them are penalty takers. I've never seen Tino take one. But it's going to be a treble change by the looks of things. Remember...
fresh legs, Ben. And
remember, no extra time.
Minutes of this game, that may well be their thinking. Brilliant run from
just stepping away. I will be surprised. That's another foul against Ibrahim Jallo. I'm sure Romeu must be coming on for him because he is walking a tightrope in terms of the red cards. Well, here is Oriol Romeu, scored here already as a Saint, and scored his one Chelsea goal in a game Jason and I were talking about not that long ago against Aston Villa, and it is for Giallo. He's just done 3 fouls in quick succession when he's on a yellow card, and he's off the field.
Good management there.
Just got him off quick enough. And oh no, hang on. Will Smallbone is on. Excuse me, I said Romain Perraud was coming on. He was stripped and ready, but he's now not. Will Smallbone is on, an academy lad. And are they making the third or not? Well, that's odd. Well, the third has sat back down again. So Smallbone is on. They have still got some in the bank. Oriol Romeu is on. But we're not going to see Tino Livramento. Sorry, I think we are, but just not right now. Oriol Romeu has helped it back on down that far channel. Malang Sarr having to go over there and do the defending as Shane Long has got the better of him. And he's put an awkward ball in. A Smallbone charging into the box, has headed it, and Kepa's saved at point blank range off an awkward bouncing cross. Long has won that, it's 70-30 against.
Ben, should be 2-1. The ball has taken a wicked ricochet, and Smallbone's got himself on the edge of the 6-yard box. He just doesn't place it. He goes for power, hits it straight towards Kepa, and Kepa in the end is more grateful than anything else, and just pushes by him for a corner. What a chance that is, Ben.
Just come on the field. So at the shed end away to our left, far side right wing, Smallbone now curls in the corner. That is off Sal's head, and they'll do it again from the same place. Anyone's game, and Southampton more than threatening at the moment. That is a shocking corner. Kai Havertz at the near post has booted it out. Last man back is Jan Valery on the halfway line for Southampton. He slings it back up there in towards the tiny Adam Armstrong, so Reece James can crouch and still head that. Hudson-Odoi.
Oh, referee, no?
Hudson-Odoi and Gineppo. Hudson-Odoi actually got up quite quickly and wasn't it? Well, Gineppo, great skills to get the better of Chilwell, but then the referee hasn't given it that one back either, so that was about 6 and 2 threes, as they say. That, however, was a foul. That was a little pull on Ben Chilwell. It was as he was running, and Gineppo, it's Mr. Gineppo, who's going to get...
It looked like about 3 free kicks.
He was about to go and card him then.
He has, Ben.
Oh, he has carded him, has he?
Yeah, well, he's got his...
Yes, he did. He just did it really subtly. So I thought they were supposed to quite publicly brandish it with a little bit of, panache.
Yes, I do know that panache.
Quite nice to not see it. I suppose you've got to make sure the player knows he has been booked, of course. Halfway line free kick for Reece James here, just in front of Ralph Hasenhüttl, who's pointing and shouting. Reece James hasn't really made the most of that.
No, it was a bit of a nothing ball in the end. It's just a bit scrappy.
It is scrappy.
There's been a lot of subs. It's not both sides' usual 11, but we are.
But it's been quite an enjoyable
second half. Oh no, yeah, second half. We're exactly 10 minutes away from penalties, plus what the referee decides to add on. Kai Havertz has gone up in the playing a long ball up the Kai, and it's the middle of the park's very open, and Romeo's neat and tidy. There's a chance here. Oh, brilliant Chalobah, brilliant challenge. I have to say, Shane Long looked like he was in, Ben.
Smallbone tried to poke it through, but Chalobah was in the way. And now maybe a counter for Hudson-Odoi, but he's going to run out of room on that far side. 1-1 it stays. We're into the final 10. Clearly going to do this the hard way, Jason. Penalties all the way to Wembley.
Still time. Gineppo has gone down injured, and he's looking at the bench and doing the cramp sign. He's stretching his hammy.
While we've got a break, can I just say, Fraser Forster cannot move quickly. If you get it near enough the corners, he won't get there. I'm talking penalty shootouts. Gineppo actually is now going to have some treatment, to be fair to him. And Tino Livramento is going to come on. Well, when you have enough players coming through and moving on, you're bound to run in, you're bound to bump into your ex fairly often. And Chelsea have a lot of exes out there. And Tino Livramento is one of them. And outside of this football club, he will have been a very new name to a lot of people this term who watch the Premier League. Inside of this football club, everybody knew that he's a real threat. A galloper out wide with relentless energy and decent technique too. The Premier League has seen it. Is it going to be Walker-Peters? He comes on for Gineppo. I think it will be Gineppo. But whether Walker-Peters swaps, that would probably be the question mark. Confirmation of that change now. Well, it was knocking on the door for a fringe place last term, actually, under Thomas Tuchel. He was trained with the first team quite a lot, Tino Livramento, like Tarek Lamptey before him. Declined the contract, went for the chance of more game time in theory elsewhere. Lamptey found it at Brighton, though he can't ever seem to stay fit. Livramento has found it at Southampton, and he is on. Walker-Peters will be left wing back. Livramento will be on the right, and Chelsea are bursting forward with Kovacic, who rolls it in. Chilwell was about to pull the trigger, and Kyle Walker-Peters on the slide puts it behind for a Matthew Harding corner for Chelsea, this near side, the right wing. Mason Mount skips across to take it. We've got 7+ add-ons.
Brilliant defending, Kyle Walker-Peters, Ben. He's got to keep yard for yard, pace for pace, and he does with Ben Chilwell. He was galloping into the box there, would have pulled the trigger on his less favourite right foot.
In from Mount, header on target, but straight down and into the ground from Marcos Alonso, and simplest save possible for Fraser Forster. 83 on the clock at the top of the shed end. I'm looking across that now, as down to my right, Salisu clips a little ball to Walker-Peters, right underneath us, near Ralph Hasenhüttl. Walker-Peters goes with the long diagonal ball. If Shane Long had left that, Walcott might have been in. But Shane Long was offside.
Lovely ball.
I wonder if I think Walcott came from behind him.
Well, I was following the flight of the ball, Ben, so I couldn't actually tell you, because my eyes just were not trained towards where the players were. But Chelsea got a chance for an attack down the middle, so played over the top there. And now the crowd have they've dipped. The enthusiasm has dipped. I get the sense, Ben, that the vast majority of this crowd here at Stamford Bridge are feeling that penalties looms. And
it's funny, isn't it? It's such a thing. It's a thing you dread. It's a great way to win it as well. Obviously it's a shocking way to lose it. Anyway, it is. But yeah, it's a sort of double-edged thing, isn't it? There's a part of you that the sort of masochistic part that you kind of all went, go on then, let's have a shootout because it's something a bit different. You don't normally get it that often. Of course, we've had it twice, haven't we? Villarreal in the Super Cup and Villa, and it's only the end of October. We used to dread them. Not anymore. Salisu fouls Mason Mount. I'll tell you this now in case, hopefully it won't get that far. From when Roman took over, Jace, Chelsea won 3 out of the first 15 penalty shootouts. Jose never won a single one. 3 out of 15.
Great ball. What a ball that is from Chalobah.
Now we'll try and get there. Lianco's gone with him. Lianco on his knees.
Tell you what,
It's a corner.
He's played really well, that boy.
He's brilliant.
I tell you what, Ben, showed there a real fleet of foot as well. He looked really, really quick there. It's a brilliant run from Mason. Mason's come short. He's gone long. Chalobah's seen the run. It's a lovely ball. Really overhit into that grass. Mason was getting there, but in the end, it's corner.
He takes it. Mason Mount not very well. Headed out at the near post by Armstrong. Now Mount has it back and he cushions a touch to Hudson-Odoi, who crosses from the right, a floaty cross towards the penalty spot. It's over Chalobah, not far enough for Hudson-Odoi. Shoot, they say to Ben Chilwell, who is closed down by Smallbone. And the Chelsea fans in the Matthew Harding Lower thought that took a nick off Smallbone on its way through.
My instincts were goal kick, you know.
Yes, I did see Smallbone just look across to referee Kevin Friend there. I suppose you would, whether you had or hadn't touched it. Ralph Hasenhüttl sat down looking calm, takes a drink from his bottle. Thomas Tuchel has his arms folded and is prowling the edge of his technical area. We have got 4 and a bit, plus whatever is added on, separating us from another penalty shootout. Ball is going to go out of play there. Armstrong chasing towards the Southampton fans. That'll be a Kepa goal kick.
Yeah, and there doesn't feel like there's much more left in this game, but you never know.
Maybe they used up that in that first 15, 20 minutes of this half. There could have been 2 or 3 goals at either end.
Yes,
at both ends, should I say.
Oh, they've won the ball here, Southampton, and fairly. Edge of the box.
And Armstrong, Smallbone.
Oh, he's taken on choice
slice, and he had Walcott to play to. He had Long to play to, and having nearly scored with his header earlier, the substitute, he's made a right old mess of that, thankfully.
Yes, he has. High pressing from Southampton. They're known for that under Hasenhüttl. Chelsea trying to play it from the back again. It's a high-risk game with 3 minutes to go. I have to say, you cannot afford to get 2 wrong. You would have thought that one of them punished you, and we've given it away again. This time it's
Romeo, and again Romeo. Chalobah gets a good block in, and that should be cleared. It is. And suddenly, just for a minute, I thought Hudson-Odoi was in the clear, but Jan Valery was smart there.
It's quick ball, Valery. Very, very quick. The press this high, we can't really pass through the mid-third. And all the Chelsea fans are saying, come on, get up the pitch now. We cannot afford. That's twice now. There's a player down. I think it's Valery that's down on that right-hand side. Receiving a bit of treatment for cramp. We've got 1 minute and 40 seconds left of normal time. That's what the referee, of course, decides to add on.
He's looking at his watch, Kevin Friend, as Jan Valery gets up. I don't think anyone would waste time particularly. I mean, Southampton, would you? I mean, Southampton might feel that they're as likely, if not more likely right now, to score than Chelsea, no?
I'm not suggesting he is wasting time, but I think if you were to ask both sets of players, who would they rather go to penalties or trying to get the winner in the last knockings?
Well, it's going to be 4 added minutes we're hearing. There's 1 left as Shane Long goes through. Chalobah.
Brilliant defending, Chalobah.
Honestly, he's been so good this season already. It's his 10th appearance this, 8 from the start.
It's a tough one, that as well. It's one of those turn you round balls where you're running back to your own goal and the ball is over you, and you know if you don't make it, oh, well played, Ben Chilwell. He's picked the pocket of Carl Walker-Peters. There's a man over on the left. There's a lovely ball into Callum. Chance here for a break down the right hand side. He's
now
put the ball
through Hudson-Odoi, well tracked by Lianco. What game he's had. And he's even won the throw. I know you like a bit of Salisu. I quite like his partner back there.
I've never seen him play before, Ben. I really like what I'm seeing. He's quick in the challenge, aggressive, good in the air. Very, very quick across the ground as well.
Like a man possessed. It's Walker-Peters' throw beneath us in that left wing back spot. And Chilwell pokes it through. Lovely touch from Mount Hudson-Odoi inside the box. Tight angle, goes for goal, hits the side netting. A few people on the far side thought it was in. 4 minutes, we're into it now.
Yeah, not convinced that's the right choice. The angle there on his right foot, Ben.
Was there someone to pull it? I was looking, tunnel vision at his shot. Was there anyone to pull it back to?
If you're going to shoot across goal. Can't go for near post on that occasion.
Right. Fraser Forster places the ball down. Oh, now he says, sorry Matthew Harding fans, I'm actually going to move it over to this right side, and Kevin Friend is going to...
Oh, he's wasting time again now. I hope the referee...
He's booking him.
Yes, I know, but I hope the referee decides to... Because he knew he was booking him. He knew. That's why he's hurried the kick.
He's saying...
So they are wasting time, Ben.
Kevin Friend is smiling as he looks up about 3 feet into the eyes of Fraser Forster, and oddly polite.
Well, let's see if Kevin Friend does decide to add on.
Yes, because there have now been 35 seconds since